Well, Coach, after that, as you reviewed the Houston film, what stood out and what were some of the points you tried to emphasize to the group today?
I think a lot of it was game plan discipline. A lot of things, guys knowing the tendencies of guys and what they do. But more so, it was, taking care of the little things within that game. Towards the end, there was the offensive rebounds, us being able to concentrate and knock down free throws. I think those were big key. The process in a lot of areas was right, but then we got to continue to focus on those small details of the game.
Is there anything you do differently after a game where free throws feel so crucial, feel so heavy that when you come home, do you do any drills of any kind that is different at all, or how do you, is there any consequences to missing free throws in practice or anything like that?
Well, consequences is free throws cost you games. So after shoot around today, you sit down, you go 2 in a row, concentrate, lock in like you're on the free throw line within a game, because you want to simulate that as much as possible.
We talked a lot on Friday about playing to a standard, and we talked a little bit about how kind of the mindset shift of you're not playing for results as much as playing to the standard, knowing that if you do that, you'll win more often than not. How difficult is that to make that mindset shift and get the team thinking in that way where, Friday you were disappointed in your effort, Sunday obviously some details are missing, but probably a little bit happier with the effort overall.
Yeah, I think it's a delicate balance because obviously you want to win every game you play, but you also have to understand that there's a way in which you want to go about doing it. And people know it's hard to win in this league, so you have to set a tone for how you want to play every single night. And if you can walk off every night and say, we played the way we wanted to play, you have to live with those results. And so it's showing it on film, the guys understanding what our standards are, how we want to approach each game, the mindset, and how you need to go about your approach every single day as a pro to reach those standards.
It's still early, obviously, but do you feel like the team is getting closer to playing to those standards more consistently and kind of hitting the marks that you need to?
I really do. I really do. Now each game is different. I think that different opponents, present different things to you. But what their understanding of what we need to do, I think these guys are starting to hit the marks there. Yes.
How's Paolo doing?
Paolo's doing well. He's been going through some non-contact, hard weight room workouts, with our training staff, and so his spirits are great. He's being with the team, his communication with guys has been great. The things that he's seeing while he's not playing, are always at a high level.
Jalen's questionable tonight. What was he able to do this morning, and what's his status?
He was able to go through walkthrough, but it was a lot of non-contact. So just being able to feel that a little bit is going to be able to determine what happens prior to the game.
Franz, as you look back at the film in Houston, what stood out to you, and what are some of the things you guys have to take away from that game?
Yeah, I thought we played really well. I thought we played together, more connected. Obviously didn't finish the game we wanted to. I think it was just not necessarily one thing. Obviously offensive rebound stands out, but they're really good on that in every game. But I think what we should take away is that if we play with that effort, that physicality, that focus for the remainder of the games, I think we'll be in good shape.
That starting lineup had only played 4 minutes together in a game. Obviously, you guys practiced with different lineups, but what did you take away from that group playing together so much, and maybe we'll see it more if Green is available tonight?
Yeah, like I said, I thought we had a good vibe. Shared the ball, played really well together, and everybody was aggressive. I think that's the most important part for us. Yeah, I liked our overall energy the whole game.
You've heard a lot of players kind of talk about you're playing to a standard. You're a standard now. Friday, there's a sense of disappointment with the way that you guys played. Obviously, Sunday, you played a little bit better, closer to that standard. Is that a different mindset to not be focused on the results as much and be focused on if we play like we did Sunday night, we're going to win 8 out of 10 times or however many out of 10 times?
Yeah, I think it's important. I think in a long season, you can get caught up in stuff that you can't always control. So I think that mindset helps with that a little bit. But at the end of the day, obviously, we also do want to get wins. And but trusting that, that mentality will, in the long term, pay out in a better way than just focusing on every single win or loss.
Do you feel like you guys are getting closer to playing at that standard consistently, especially over the last few weeks?
Yeah, I thought we made some really good steps the last week, or even some of the games before. And but it's still early in the season, so yeah, just keep finding ways to get better and improve, and knowing that it's not just gonna be great every day, and playing through those mistakes as well. And I think if we can do that, we'll be in good shape at the end of the season.
How is the nose affecting you in any way?
No, just not really affecting my breathing or anything like that. Obviously, the vision is a little bit different with the mask on, but other than that, it's nothing crazy.
What have you noticed about Jet and his play recently?
Yeah, I think Jet came in really focused, had a great energy. Obviously, it always helps when you make shots too, but just overall, I liked his aggressiveness, and I think he's that type of player as well that I think it helps him when he's in that mindset, and also when he can play through some of those mistakes. I think he'll gain confidence and he'll play even better.
Is this a film crew from Germany, the same crew that was here?
Yeah, it is.
What's that like to have a film crew here to focus solely on, well, primarily on you and your brother?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's going to be the second season, and we're really happy with how the first one turned out, and I think it's cool for now, and obviously for the people watching. I think we can show them some cool stuff that maybe not everybody else will show, and also for me and Mo, it's really cool to maybe in 20, 30 years when we want to watch it again. Yeah, it's super cool feeling to be in that position, and just want to do our part, I guess, to maybe help the next generation as well.
How does it work? Is this a situation where you're producing the video, or they come to you and say, hey, Mo and Franz, can we follow you around for a bit?
We're still figuring some of those ins and outs out, but me and Mo are very involved in what we're filming and what we want to say in the videos that we're doing, and I think it's a good way to collaborate with obviously with the production team and everybody that's here filming, and we know them really well, so we feel comfortable being really authentic.
You know your brother well. Just how is he, not physically but mentally, how is he handling this time?
Yeah, I think he's in a good spot. I think his knee is progressing the last couple of weeks like he wants to, and I think he's been through a lot of stages in the rehab process. Also, weeks and months where he probably wasn't in the best mood every day, and understand that that's part of it as well. But I think he's handled the whole rehab process really well.
In terms of Golden State, we got a few guys that have been doing this for a long time. But what as a unit are the challenges they present?
I mean, obviously Steph moving the whole team, honestly, moving around so much. Got to be locked in for the whole possession, and when they move the ball really well, move bodies really well, and obviously shoot really well, especially in their wins. So not an easy team to defend, and a lot different for sure than Houston and a lot of the other teams as well in the league. So I think that'll be a big challenge.
You guys have had this stretch, I think it's like 7 and 9, including the next 3 at home. How important has it been to establish your values of home, kind of get right with this slate of home games?
Yeah, it's very important, I think, to gain confidence, and I think in past years we've been really good at home, so we want to get back to that this season as well. And like I said, though, just not so much focusing on all those circumstances, just try to focus on what we can control and do that every day, and I think then in the long term they'll pay out. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Maybe as you guys reviewed the film from Houston, what stood out, and what were some of your key takeaways that you'll apply to tonight's game?
Just honestly, it's a different game playing the two teams, but I think just offensive rebounding is an area we could have cleaned up. Obviously, they one of the best teams in the league doing it, but down the stretch, there was a couple of plays we could finish by getting the rebound. I think we executed down the stretch fairly well. We just missed some good looks. Like I said, gave up some offensive rebounds, so just got to clean that up for tonight and going forward.
What's the mindset going into tonight for you guys coming off of
The win. We feel like we played a good game last game. Obviously, we didn't do everything we needed to do down the stretch, but we feel like we're playing decent ball right now, so we're trying to keep that up and just lock in and get a win.
Heard a lot of guys talk on Friday about how you guys won, but it wasn't quite the way you wanted to win, or you didn't play to the level or standard that you wanted to.
Who we play on Friday?
Brooklyn.
Okay.
I know every day's Tuesday. But and then obviously Sunday you said you guys played a little bit better, maybe some details. How different of a mindset is it to play to a process and to play to a standard rather than necessarily focusing on results all the time, or saying like, yeah, we may get the win, but we've got to play better to the standard?
Yeah, like you said, there's going to be games that we win and we know we should have played better, and there's going to be games we lose, but we feel like we're in, and just like last game, we feel like our intent was right, our effort was right. We just made some mistakes down the stretch, so I think you got to focus on the good things we did, try to take away the mistakes down the stretch, and then just trying to win the next one.
You were once a rookie. What advice do you give to Chase when maybe he feels like he's itching to play and just has to wait?
I mean, just enjoy the process. What I tell him, it's kind of difficult when you're not playing. He's not really playing with the G or with us, so he's kind of just in the middle right now. But just telling him, try to keep his joy in it. Just trying to enjoy being around the guys, going on the road, working every day, learning everything he's learning, and also just being ready. It's a long season, so I tell him, just like when I was a rookie, I didn't really think I was going to play either, but things happen. It's 82 games, so we're going to need everybody on the roster, and we're going to need him locked in. So he's doing a good job in practice and the workouts, so I feel like he's locked in.
You mentioned some of the mistakes that were made toward the end of the game on Sunday. How do you process those mistakes, or kind of work through them and move? There's obviously another game very quickly, but how do you kind of move forward from them?
I think, like you said, just watching them, knowing we can't go back and replay the game or change nothing. So just watching it, learning from it, taking the good things, flushing the bad things, and just getting ready to play another game.
AB, I'm not sure defensive game plan wise, but I'm sure at some point, whether it's through a switch or whatnot, you'll end up on Steph. When you're guarding him, what are the keys to giving yourself a chance defensively?
Just taking away his three. Obviously, it's a lot harder to do than it is to say, but making him play inside the three-point line, staying attached to him. He has so much gravity. He makes so much plays for himself, for his team. So I think just staying connected to him, being attached, and being locked in on the game plan.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Appreciate y'all.